Hello YouTube and welcome back to what has been a very long time on the channel. We are back with the ABC weekly shows for the Masquerain division. Now, it's been about 2.5, 3 weeks since the last one I uploaded because I've been chock busy with like catching up my uni work and stuff, and like well, yeah, I've been like doing other stuff as well. It's been a while, but hopefully this week, fingers crossed, week 6 and week 7 should be this week if things go according to plan. And then the week after we'll do week 8, week 9 and try and catch up, you know, and just try and, you know, keep progress running along before now and the end of the season for Masquerain. So we're into week number 6, which I believe is halfway through the group stage season. Now we've got we've got all games today. It's been a while since that happened, so I'm looking forward to that. If you couldn't really tell, I'm by myself again because everyone's been busy and whatnot. So if you want anyone else to be like my co-presenter in future weekly, let me know in the comment section down below and I'll get on that. But let's just kick things off, shall we? It's been a while. Let's just kick things off. First game, we've got Sean and the Chime gang versus the Victinis coached by Nico. And Sean has brought Kamala, Necrozma, Magina, Ditto, Growlithe, Mega Camerupt, whereas Nico has brought Rapidash, Swordsbuck, Mega Pidgeot, Gramble, Genesect, and Meowstic. Now, first things first, Sean's got a Ditto, so it's going to, you know, Sean's just being a Ditto. And, yeah, so Magina's going to be, I don't know if Magina's going to have a, once the Rapidash is gone, I see Magina just putting in the absolute finest of work, or if he gets his shift gear up. I don't know if Magina gets any ground type moves other than hidden power. I don't think it does. I don't think it gets earth power. But I can almost guarantee as soon as Rapidash has gone down, Magina can potentially sweep after he's got a shift gear up. Because obviously Mega Pidgeot outspeeds and can give a heat wave. Genesect can have the fire drive on it and just blow that thing back. Obviously Kamala's a big threat. Growlithe's always a big threat. One day, Nico, you'll get that headbutt flinch with that source box. Let's just jump in, chuck it on fast, and let's just jump in and turn this one. So Sean leads with Ditto versus the Rapidash. So turn straight into Kamala, knowing it's obviously that moveset. So you go to Gramble, gets Intimidate drop off, and lots of switching right now. Lots of switching as he gets a Toxic off on the Gramble. Potentially Quick Feet. Oh, as well, you've been on Intimidate. So what am I on about? What am I actually on about? So you go to Liquidation, gets a Defense drop, which very interesting. Out comes a lot of switching right now. Flamethrower gets the Flash Fire Flash Fire boost, which doesn't even do anything to this command. So this command must be a bulky variant. It's a bulky wish variant to deliver a Flash Fire boosted fire blast from a goddamn Rapidash. So Sean goes to the Autotomize on the Necrozma, becoming light and very nimble, as Meowstic just pranks to paralyzes it as it starts to flinch it to death. Power flinching. It's Nico. Gets there we go. Nico gets some hacks for once. There's a Hurricane from the Mega Pidgeot. Lives on 5% as he goes to another Hurricane, which Magina resists, obviously. There's a Heat Wave, which I did call out, but obviously it does nothing because this Magina's obviously got some special bulk behind it. So out comes the now that play. That goddamn play. Nico, you are a legend, my boy. Water Pulse Gramble for Mega Camerupt. You know, that's something else. That is something else. You deserve to win the league just for that, Nico. That's why you're the Messiah. Water Pulsing Grambles for days. I've tried to bring on Ambipom with Technician boosted, but it didn't get to shine. I'm so glad that you've got Water Pulse Gramble to shine. I'm very proud of you. I really am. Right, continue on with the game. Out comes the Swordsbuck as he goes for the Wish. Out to the Magina as it goes for the Headbutt flinches. Now Iron Maiden's back up to full health. Can you get any flinch with Headbutt? No, he can't. Ice Beam. Down goes Swordsbuck. And yeah, things are going to get a little bit interesting from right now. So you try to go to Thunder, try and paralyze the Magina. Doesn't do that. So you get the Intimidate off. Out comes Magina again. Just goes for the Flash Can on the Gramble into the Taunt Switch in particular Fire type move, which he does go for. Gets the Flash Fire move on his Ditto as he goes for Hidden Power. I don't know what Hidden Power he actually was, but on his Ditto, but revealing the natural gift on the on the Rapidash to be able to hit the only Rapidash is very good. So good play there by Sean to get in there and get the shift the double download boost with the Genesect with the switch out. So as he switches out into Kamala, there we go. And this Genesect could potentially sweep depending on its moveset right now. So you turned out Kamala can bulky forever. Out comes Masquerain, back up to full health. Go for the Techno Blast, which does absolutely nothing. I don't know why. Maybe to shift gear just to get the attack boost, the speed boost. Sorry, but I think if he was physical, he might have been able to do more with the Genesect, to be quite honest. So down goes to Kamala. So Sean sacks it off versus the Gramble as it goes Dazzling Gleam. So he's a special Gramble, obviously, because of the whole Water Pulse shenanigans. So both Mons go down. Out comes the Ditto. As it does get the Wish off. I think the Wish gets off next turn. Feels a Dark Pulse on the Meowstic. Sean gets the flinch. So Sean using Nico's tactics against him. Gets a Dark Pulse. Breakthrough Paralysis. Gets them a Dark Pulse off. Out comes the Genesect. And I think from this stage, Masquerain just wins. I'm pretty sure. Because it's obviously got the bulk behind it. Gets the Soul Heart boost, switches out into Ditto, and I'm pretty sure he's going to sack off the Masquerain versus the Rapidash. Out comes Ditto and just cleans up. We could easily 1v1 itself. Goes to Hidden Power. And because obviously his is resisted, I'm pretty sure. Is Sean's just dark? Did not Hidden Power? I'm thinking if I don't know. I think it had to be dark, not gonna lie, because it's neutral. I don't know. Maybe if he was Hidden Power Ground, I mean that would have been a good bring by Sean if it was Hidden Power Ground for the likes of the Rapidash, because Ditto was the best switching into the Rapidash because it only gets Drill Run, and Rapidash isn't really a physical attacker, so that could have potentially been yeah. So good game by both. Water Pulse, Nico comes over that strongly with the Water Pulsing. Best set with Water Pulsing Gramble. I think it's the best set I've seen so far this season. So, an applause to Nico. Okay, game number 2. We have the Victoria Victinis coached by Devil versus the Michigan Mian coached by Elliot. And Elliot has brought Celesteela. It brings back so many bad memories. I don't like it. Tapu Lele, Incineroar, Kama'o, Araquanid, and Mudsdale. Whereas Devil has brought Feraligatr, Latias, Staraptor, Victini, Manectric, and Hitmonlee. So Devil's brought his mascot, obviously, which can potentially put in the work this week. I say that because he's got a Mudsdale, an Araquanid, an Incineroar, and yeah, so he's got half his team. Half of Elliot's team. Victini doesn't appreciate, so that's going to be annoying. If he gets webs up on his Araquanid, Elliot could potentially put in the work to shut down potential Unburden Hitmonlee. Obviously, doesn't really affect the Lati or the Staraptor, so, and they're already fast boys anyway, so maybe he didn't bring sticky webs. He could potentially bring rocks on the Kamau or the Mudsdale. Latias could potentially put in work in this game once the Tapu Lele's gone. I don't really see Devil's best Tapu Lele switching unless he's got Assault Vest Victini. I don't see any other way that Tapu Lele doesn't just sweep this team like that. So let's just jump in and see if Tapu Lele actually does sweep this team. So out comes Tapu Lele versus the Hitmonlee, and he goes for the Shadow Ball, predicting obviously him to switch out into the Latias from the Psychic type move. So he sets up dual screens on with his Latias as he goes for Psychic on the Araquanid, reveals Toxic on it. There's the Sticky Webs as he goes for the Curse, and Devil likes this set on his Hitmonlees. I've seen him use it before, cursing Hitmonlee to get the Unburden boost. So he's +1 attack, behind screens. He's starting to curse up again because I don't think Mudsdale can do much to it. Earthquake, as you can see, doesn't do a lot. Mudsdale lives on 2% with the close combat, and he goes for the Toxic to try and whittle it down. If that close combat killed, maybe I could have seen Hitmonlee potentially putting in the work this game 100%. So that was very clutch there. The fake out on the Incineroar is a good play to make sure the Hitmonlee goes down. So now the webs are up. I can duly playing to play now, as the Victinis goes for Dazzling Gleam to knock out the Komodo. You have Dazzling Gleam again, which doesn't really do anything to Incineroar. Incineroar gets a revenge kill on it with the knockoff. Out comes Latias as he sets up his light screen, goes out to U-turn. So now he can go out into Feraligatr, live any hit from the Tapu Lele as Feraligatr just comes in and kills it. Same with Incineroar, putting all the most damage right now. And Elliot makes a bad play back then. He goes for the fake out against the Feraligatr in Psychic Terrain, which means probably doesn't work. So it failed, and with that, Feraligatr just goes down. I think he must have forgotten, because he must have only clicked it because at -1, Incineroar outspeeds to end of week. So unless he thought he had Aqua Jet, which again would be null and void in Psychic Terrain, what he should have done was just click knockoff on it. But that's just what happens, really. Sometimes sometimes you forget. I forget it a couple of times over now. So Celesteela knocks out the Feraligatr. He gets a +1 defense boost, as out comes the Staraptor, who goes for Final Gambit, knocking out the Celesteela, and Devil wins 1-0. And I'm pretty sure that I don't know, actually, would have if Incineroar was still here, would have it changed the outcome? Probably not, because Manectric probably, I don't think, Manectric would have Incineroar would have definitely outsped it at Manectric at -1 speed, and behind the screen, because then Manectric would have killed potentially the Incineroar, and then it'd be leave with Celesteela versus Staraptor, which he could have just final gambled again, like he did in that game there. So it's a good game by both. Final Gambit Staraptor was very good play, good bring to wall that Celesteela, because he obviously made it so Staraptor had more HP than Celesteela at a certain amount. So he knows, right, if Celesteela's at like 75%, I can go into Staraptor and just Oka with Final Gambit. So, good play by Devil there, picking up a clutch W. Now we move on to game number 3, where we have the Grimsby Growlithe versus the Feral PC. And as you can see, he's got Slush Rush this week with Alolan Ninetales and Alolan Sandslash. He's got Delmines as well, Volcanion, Landorus Incarnate, and Alolan Muck. Whereas Jack has brought his mascot, the Growlithe, which is in double mascots back-to-back now. He's also brought a Selgor, Florges, Credilli, Furo, and Zeraora. Now, Slush Rush is going to be a good bring this week, because I think Slush Rush outspeeds his entire team, unless he brings Scarf Zeraora or Scarf a Selgor, which, if Jack prepped for that, that's a very good play by him, because I know Ninetales gets Earthquake, which will blow back Zeraora. Ice moves will blow back a Selgor. Steel type moves will blow back Florges. Ice type moves with Credilli. Earthquake again for the Growlithe. Throw could potentially be an issue for the lone Ninetales, but he does have the Ninetales there for the Fairy type moves. He's got Delmise, who's a Ghost type, which can easy switch in on the throw, because I think then you can get to knock off. So Muck as well, because it's a good switch into throw as well. So it's gonna be very, if Fowl can get his Slush Rush off, then I can see this being a if he can get the Slush Rush off after throws down, I can see this being just a clean strict sweep there. So you need to go straight up with the substitute on this Volcanion versus the Credilli. Goes for the Fire Blast. Credilli eats up like a champion. Earthquake breaks the sub. Out comes the Delmine, predicting probably another Earth Power. But this time he goes up for Rocks as he goes up to the MVP that is Growlithe. Knocks off his Eviolite. So Growlithe is not being as useful as it would have been throughout the game with the Eviolite on. So he gets a Toxic off on the Volcanion, as Volcanion goes for another substitute after being poisoned, potentially to get a free. It's a mixed, okay? It's mixed. Superpad is a chunk to Credilli, not gonna lie. So it's probably got some special bulk behind it rather than physical bulk. Floor just comes out, putting another superpower. Just, slowly wheels it down. Barely lives on 4% to get a free Fire Blast off on the Credilli. And so Growlithe goes down for the Volcanion. Good trade-off, good trade-off in my opinion. So out comes a Selgor, probably an Earthquake from the Zeraora. So he goes for Bug Buzz against a Delmise, he goes for the Anchor Shot. Lives on 23%. I'm probably going to... Sacks off the Delmise. Very interesting. Because I would have went out into Muck. Because that does absolutely nothing. That's what I would have done. Because I think he lived two Bug Buzz. So you go to Memento out on the throw as it goes for the Bulk Up. So he gets a free switch into Rock Polish on his Landorus. As he reveals a Circle Throw just to switch that man out. So that's another good play, good bring by Jack there. So now this goes for the Floor Jez. Under the Floor on the Earth Power. Still does quite a bit. Reveals a Sludge Wave because Floor Jez is a beast. Can eat Sludge Waves up for days because its special bulk is ridiculous. So Jack sacks off the Growlithe so you can go into his Zeraora. Your outspeed Landorus, he goes for Knockoff. Knocks off the Life Orb. Doesn't reveal the Scarf. Out comes Ninetales. And pretty much Foul's only win con is to get a sweep with this Alolan Ninetales, which is probably going to outspeed, get Intimidate drop off, which is very, very clutch. But he does go for the Swords Dancing now to +1. Earthquake can potentially just sweep the rest of his team right now. Out comes the throw. Gets the Icicle Crash. Does he get the flinch? No, he doesn't. Circle Throw. Okos the Ninetales. The Ninetales to Sand Splash, and Rudy Growlithe win that game 2-0. Now, that game would have potentially been absolutely different if that man got a flinch with that with the Icicle Crash, because would have killed this thing. Zeraora wouldn't have lived it. Would have outsped it. Let's be real. Plus, if it was max speed +2, and yeah, I think it probably potentially would have killed it. Not gonna lie, if it didn't, then again it did a flinch for it. But it's a good bring by Jack there for the Growlithe to get some alternative on potential sweeper of the Sand Flash late game. The Circle Throw on the throw was a good bring as well to like eat a hit and just switch things out. I thought was a very good bring, especially against the Landorus who could potentially set up on it. The Ninetales obviously could set up on it as well. So both good brings there. So Jack walks away with this week with a 2-0 victory. Next game we've got our boy Gareth and the Glasgow Politoads, and he's a bulky / late game sweeper as always, and event against the Bidoof who's got his Kyogre again, which for recent weeks hasn't been doing what I thought it would be doing all season, which would be trumping everyone. But apparently having one powerful one and the rest of the team absolutely trash doesn't really balance well. Let's be real. It's like football. If you have a one-man team, you're not going to win anything. Let's be real. Unless it's like the GOAT, like the absolute GOAT. But it's a Kyogre. And because it's all you have to prep for is the Kyogre, you can't really use any like underhand tactics to try and beat it, you know what I mean? So Tapu Koko can just like, run Thunder, Choice Scarf, outspeed the Kyogre, blow it back if he brings Choice Scarf Kyogre. Simple. That's Gareth's best win con to defeat the Kyogre. Or potentially he's got Magic, it's Mirror Coat. I don't think, if Aggron got Mirror Coat, that'd been insane. But I'm just waffling here. But Ludicolo, Swift Swim can potentially put in the work. Mega Banette is always a problem. Ferrothorn, potentially had the stacking put in the work. I'm glad to see Drowsy there with his magical fingers. So hopefully we can have a good game here. So leave for the Yamask as he tries to set up his Toxic Spikes, as he literally just sets up +2 Ludicolo against the Yamask. But Bidoof goes for another Swords Dance as the Yamask goes for Pain Split. Now it doesn't have Swift Swim anymore. Not going to be the very useful, yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this. But yeah, because of the Mummy, it's a good bring by Gareth there to shut down the Swift Swim as the Ferrothorn just comes out. And Gareth just hazard stacks against his team as the Ferrothorn just sits here trying to get up rocks and stuff. So there's a knockoff on the Rocky Helmet Iron Barbs. There's the paralysis from the Ferrothorn right there. Goes for the Fire Punch. Everything's brought Fire Punch because Ferrothorn Kyogre is pretty much his best two options on Bidoof's team. So Good, obviously, just a, you know, important brink by Growlithe there. So there's a flamethrower again. More fire type moves from this team as everything just goes down. Outlook's got them to Kyogre, who's now got toxic poison on it. It's got some chip on it. Goes for the Earthquake. Lives with the Skuntank. Does a solid a third with Poison Jab. And now Kyogre's going to get a few kills. Because of the toxic, he's not going to get that many kills. Now, has he brought... He did. He did. I think he did bring Choice Scarf. I'm pretty sure he did bring Choice Scarf Tapu Koko to outspeed the goddamn... to outspeed the Choice Scarf Kyogre. If you did that, Gareth, I bow down to you. I really do. So, Bennett lays a curse on the with the Mega Aggron. It just takes some more curse stones. Out comes the Regice. It's all down to Regice, down to 20 sweep. But Heavy Slam just OHKOs it, and that's a GG to Gareth there. Pick up another win. I think it's been... did Gareth lose last week? In week 5? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've recorded one of these. But yeah, good brings by Gareth there. Yamask pretty much shut down the Ludicolo. Tapu Koko pretty much shut down the Kyogre, and Mega Aggron just came in late game and just, you know what, most of your team are physical, barring the Kyogre. Once that's down, I can just, you know, Heavy Slam, Heavy Slam, Heavy Slam, Fire Punch, all the shenanigans with Mega Aggron. So, yeah, GG to Gareth. I think Gareth is pretty much on his road to getting into playoffs, so looking forward to that, because Gareth is the true MVP. It's a true MVP, really. He really is. So, move on to the next game where we have Z Chatter versus CPT Supersaurus. And Z Chatter has brought the Seismitoad, the Celebi, the Arcanine, the Aegislash, the Mega Manectric, and the Lileep. Whereas the Brabant Baileys and the CPT have brought Mega Alakazam, which I still think is the MVP leader in the Masquerain Vision. So that thing should not be slept on, obviously, because Mega Alakazam is probably one of my favourite Megas. Not the best Mega I've used in draft, but it's definitely up there. Bulky Toxapex, Bulky Rotom Heat, probably, Landorus Firion, Roserade, and Sableye. So, quite the... I can see him being... Sableye's going to be a problem, because Sableye is always a problem. Toxapex, if you can get some, like, toxic spikes up, can potentially be an issue for this team, because Defog, I don't see any on this team, not going to lie, at all. And the only immunity he does have toxic spikes is the Aegislash, so if he gets some live toxic spikes up, this could be a very easy win for CPT here. So let's check it out to fast, and let's jump into this next game. So Leaves of Elite versus the Roserade, as hazards are obtained as he goes for the Ancient Power boost. Reveals a hidden power, don't know. So he gets all the spikes up for the Roserade. He goes for Leaf Storm, which has nothing to the Leap, because Leap is a bulky gal. Obviously, trying to get the boost with the Ancient Power on his Leap, and just trying to synthesize it away. There's the spikes I was talking about. So CBT is brought very smart here. I don't know if he had any at all hazard removal options on Z Chatter's team, but they're now all up pretty much, and this man has to switch out at some point with the Leap, and it's pretty much going to be game, I think, because all the hazards, and he has no removal, and he can just sit here and do the most, because Alakazam's obviously got Magic Guard. Out comes Mega Alakazam, reveals the Storm Drain. As he goes for Substitute, Giga doesn't break the sub, and now he can just set up with his Mega Alakazam and potentially win this game 6-0. Not going to lie, potentially going to win this game 6-0, because he's a +2 Calm Mind Mega Alakazam, +3 Calm Mind Mega Alakazam. He goes for the Substitute again. Does he reveal Recover? No, just goes straight up Psychic. It lives. How? How in God's name does a Lileep live a +3 Stab Psychic from Mega Alakazam? That's insane, my guy. That is insane. So Arcanine comes out. He's probably going to go for the Extreme Speed to break the sub, which he does go for. Just goes for the Psychic. Bop. Goodbye, Arcanine. Out comes Aegislash. He's going to reveal the Shadow Sneak. More than likely, yep. Mega Alakazam could have potentially put in the work. But, yeah. Yeah, I think he set up with that too early. So getting the burn on the Aegislash with the Sableye is a good shout there. But he just goes straight up for the Sword Stance, knocks off his leftovers. So burn is pretty much null and void at this point. So it's very risky to set up again with the Aegislash, Bearing in mind he's only like 2%. He goes for the taunt, so he can't potentially do anything. So he goes to the Iron Head. Doesn't even break, doesn't even kill the Sableye. So I don't know why he Swords Dance twice there. I would just hit it twice. But I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. So Mega Electric doesn't actually work. Get the paralysis on the Sableye. Knocks out Sableye's down. And Mega Electric is just going to sit here and, you know, to the most. He goes out predicting a Hidden Power Ice more likely as he gets Rotom Heat. Taking up more chip damage on the with the Toxic and whatnot. So he goes for the Hidden Power, for his HP Grass on his Rotom Heat, which is a good bring by CPT there for the Cyber Toad. Out comes the Celebi. And these hazards are definitely stacking up against the Z-Chat's team because it affects the switching out and whatnot, and the CBT can just pretty much play around that as much as he wants to. Ability Overheat, there we go. And that's a 4-0 victory for CBT and the Bremerton Bayleafs there. And the key thing in that game was definitely the hazards, like I keep saying, because no hazard removal was a very bad bring, not going to lie. But I mean, a very good bring, should I say, from CPT. Bad bring to not bring hazard removal because that pretty much won CPT the game. Because he couldn't get rid of the hazards, he couldn't really switch out. Every time he switched out, he'd have taken Toxic chip, got him on Toxic, he would have got chip from the spikes and whatnot. So they had the Levitate Mons, which we didn't really have as either. So yeah, good bring by CPT there, and hopefully can be more. Is E-Chat, if you're watching this, I'm saying this, but you've dropped out now. At the time of recording this, you dropped out, replaced someone else. So if that new team is watching this, you need some hazard removal, my boy guy. Otherwise, this is going to happen every single week. You know, it's what's going to It's just what's going to happen. Next, I'll move on to the next game where we have the Arctic Boss Dean versus the Mr. Ratat and the Oh, I remember it's the what's your team name? It's not Jakarta Rattaz, it's the Montreal. Oh, I can't remember. I'm so bad. I can't remember. But it's Rattata's team. He's got the Mega Lucario team because I love Mega Lucario. I'm in love with Mega Lucario. It's probably my favourite Mega. So he's got Mega Lucario, Fortress, Moltres, Noivern, Gourgeist, and Wishiwashi. Whereas Arctic Frost Dean has got Zapdos, Tapu Fini, Flareon, Omastar, Mega Steelix. Is it Mega Steelix? I think it's regular Steelix. Mega Steelix and Ariados. So looking at it right now, Mega Lucario, obviously the main threat on Rattata's team. Once the Tapu Fini's down, and the Zapdos, more likely, and the Flare. Yeah, Mega Lucario doesn't have the best matchup in this scenario, not going to lie. If he can get a speed boost up, potentially, to deal with the Shell Smashing Omastar. I mean, Vacuum Wave can put in work against the Steelix and the Omastar. It gets Psychic as well for the Ariados. It can get... If he can't run physical and special deal with the entire team. So, either scenario, Dean's team should be okay to deal with that Mega Lucario. He has brought Defog on tap, Penticon Fini or Zapdos to get rid of the hazard stacking from the Fortress. And the rest of the Mons, I see Steelix and Fini being a good core to just deal those pretty much really well. So, jump in and see if there's any more hazard stacking for this game. So, to reveal the Heat Wave on the Zapdos, turn 1. Pretty much Fortress lives without needing the Sturdy. There's the Discharge just in case he switches out. And trading up rocks for Fortress. Potentially good, but I don't see it. So Wishiwashi comes out to go to Toxic as he switches into Tapu Fini. There's the default revealed, and pretty much Fortress's job is literally gone within a couple of turns. So, you know, Fortress actually did nothing this game pretty much. Revealed Supersonic Sky Strike on the Noivern, which pretty much does absolutely nothing because Tapu Fini is a especially bulky gal. Out comes the Wishiwashi. He gets a special attack drop, which is very unfortunate because Wishiwashi is obviously a you can't use Toxic now after the taunt. So he gets another special attack drop to go for the Scald. I don't know why he went for Scald that turn. Gets another special attack drop as he reveals the Argwath Berry on the Wishiwashi. Why doesn't this man switch out to Gourgeist? I don't understand why this man is not switching out into Gourgeist. Because he finally gets the burn, which isn't going to do anything to Tapu Fini. Not going to lie. Gets another special attack drop as he U-turns out finally into the Gourgeist, Why do you have to wait so long to go into Gorgeist? I don't understand. You could have saved all that HP, all of that moveset on Wishy-Washy with that. And you could just Will-O-Wisp it with this thing. Okay, I'm so confused right now. But Zapdos U-turns out into the Steelix. And reveals into the Moltres, sets up his rocks. Flareon comes out, reveals the Flash Fire, another Flash Fire mons this week. Noivern goes down to rocks as goes for the Flare Bits. Wishy-Washy comes out, which should have been at high health. Reveals the Secret Power, which gets paralysis on the Flareon. As he now goes back into normal Scalding form as he goes for the Wish. Wishy-Washy now trash. And yeah, so if you haven't noticed, Flareon got confused because of the berry. Now, Dean DM'd me his team, but he DM'd it so long ago, I can't remember. I obviously forgot to check it before I started recording, but it just comes to my mind that he did bring the wrong berry on the Flareon. He got confused, and when it said if it's a minor special attack nature, it won't confuse you. But he thought it said that, but what it meant was if it's a minor special attack nature, because obviously he was adamant. Did make his Flareon confused, so that could have potentially cost him the game. I don't know, probably not, but it makes luck very unfortunate. Goes to Hurricane, hits himself in confusion, but you can look at this and saying that he confused with the Hurricane, just to make your life, but just to make your life better, you know, just to say you're not an idiot. You just got very unlucky, and he got the confusion on his first Hurricane. You know, I like to make things simple. So he builds a Rock Slide on the Gorgeist into the Zapdos as he roots it up, which he can pretty much just do. What did this man just use? This man just used Spite on his roost. What? I've never seen Spite used ever in a league game. And you risked the Heat Wave getting a crit or a high roll. You miss your Meteor Mash on the Steelix, which potentially would have done nothing. Literally, would have done absolutely zero to this thing. Why didn't you go for like a high jump kick or a drain punch or something on it? I don't know. But GG to D, get the 4-0 victory. The Flareon, you know, he got confused by a Hurricane. What are you supposed to do? Tapu Fini was pretty much just walled his team, to be quite honest. It really did. So, yeah, GG to Dean. I think he's pushing for those playoff spots. I think. Or he's securely in the playoff spots. I think. I can't remember. It's been a while. I don't want to give spoilers for the future episodes, but it's hard to because everyone watching is already in ABC, more than likely, and knows what things are anyway. So, you know, what are you going to do? So we move on to our last game, where we have the Offshore Oinkers, coached by Checkmate Ben, versus the Slowking Doctor and the Jakarta Rataz. Was it Salisbury Slowkings? It's Salisbury Slowkings. My brain is actually frazzled right now. I don't know why. But Ben has brought Keldeo, Coughing, Talonflame, Escavalier, Mega T-Tart, and Clefable, whereas the Slowking Doctor has brought Megalopony, Klefki, Mew, Druddigon, Darkrai, and Swirlix. So Swirlix is here, probably here for Sticky Webs, not going to lie. But Ben's team isn't the fastest, let's put it that way. Barring Keldeo, the rest of the team's either immune to Sticky Webs or slow anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So he's got Darkrai as well, which, if you scarf Keldeo, goodbye. And Clefable as well, can just wall it as well. It does get Sludge Bomb, but Clefable's a bulky monster, so probably not even going to do 50% to it, let's be honest. Druddigon, obviously Clefable's there as well to wall it. Mew, Scavalier, Tyranitar. I know you can run any set it wants to, but, you know, it's Tyranitar can just wall it. Klefki can be annoying, but he's got Talonflame to deal with that, and he's got Megalopony, which, once again, Clefable can deal with, and Escavalier. So, I'm more leaning towards just by team matchup. I think Checkmate Ben's team is obviously far superior, because you know, it's got Coughing on it. So, jump to the game as he goes Talonflame versus the Druddigon, as he drags that into his Keldeo. The solid 50% to the Druddigan with Secret Sword. So he goes into a Swirlix. So he goes Secret Sword again, which doesn't do a lot. Misses the Hydro Pump, which is very unfortunate. As Swirlix goes for Wish. Now, there's the Sticky Webs, which I thought was the only probably reason why you bring Swirlix. I don't understand why he's wishing with a Swirlix, because I don't think Swirlix has the best HP stat. So you're not going to get that much HP left from the Swirlix switching. So now comes the Splur, predicting a Toxic from the Klefki. So this coughing actually just walls the Swirlix. It's very interesting. So builds a Pain Split on the coughing. Go down to a Scavalier. Darkrai misses the Focus Blast. This thing might have died to a Focus Blast. I don't know. Even so, would have done a chunk of damage, not gonna lie. So Klefki goes to the Substitute as he goes to the Iron Head, which breaks the sub. Because obviously neutral. Neutral stab from this thing. Iron Head. There's the Rough Skin. And the Toxic from the Toxic Spikes, from the coughing, are going to just knock it out. There's the Mew. Goes to the Defog, gets Toxic Spikes away, but also goes the Sticky Webs on Ben's side of the field. Now, Megalopony goes to the Power Punch, reveals the Flame Body. So, not Gale Wings, just Flame Body to try and, you know, put in the worst. But if this thing was Facade, that could have done more damage, you're not going to lie. So, Talonflame comes in, does the most. Scavalier just eats up any hit from this thing. There's the Klefki. Goodbye, Klefki. Scavalier gets on more lives. There's a Dark Pulse. Probably not going to flinch. Iron Head kills that thing. Out comes Swirlix. And how often do you see a Scavalier sweeping? Literally, how often do you see in a Scavalier late game sweep? It just doesn't happen. It's not even under Trick Room. It's just, no, you don't see that ever. But GG to Ben, getting up a 6-0 victory there. And that is going to be, that's all the game for this week. And we're just under the 40-minute mark. Result. So if you guys have enjoyed this ABC Weeklies are back, smash the like button down below. Be subscribed if you're new around here and did enjoy the content. In potentially towards the end of the week or beginning of next week, the week 7 weekly show should be out. So stay tuned for that when that drops. If any comments, I'll go on the wall as always. Hopefully we can, you know, get some more comments on before I actually leave in about 5 weeks' time. So try and get as much on there as we can. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!